Sorry about that. What's happening, everybody? Happy Friday. Not only is it Happy Friday, no, well, actually, let me put it like this. Not only is it Friday, but if I know this very, very much right after Thanksgiving, welcome to something I like to call Black Friday. Because you see, I'm wearing a black shirt and it's Friday. Get it? Black Friday. Black Friday. No, it's the same thing, so yeah. So this morning, I'm making another poem video. This is number 225. The last one I did was 224, and I wrote a poem based on a famous TV show on Hulu representing FX called Say Nothing. Not only was it turned into a TV show, not only was the show a TV show, but it was also based on the book of what happened back in the 1970s of the IRA movement. So yeah. So that was the last poem I read on my poem on my latest poem video. So right now, today I'm making another poem video. Like I said, this is 225, and I have two wonderful poems on two famous legendary wrestling figures who are on the verge of retiring as we enter next year. Yeah, the new year, 2025. One will be retiring, somewhere. Yeah, she's going to be retiring in April. I want to say the end of April. And we have another one that will also be retiring when WrestleMania season comes up as we know it. So yeah. So I'm going to read the first poem, and I'm not gonna lie to you. I read this poem before, but I added some touches to it to make it sound like this is a wonderful wrestling. This is a I'll actually put it like that. This is a very wonderful female wrestling legend that we all admire so very much. And, to tell the honest truth, if it wasn't really for her and others that were doing the same, there would absolutely and most likely be no women's wrestling to where it is as of today. When you think back then, did you ever picture that? Would you like to see something else besides the men's wrestling matches main eventing? Would you like to see the women's wrestling matches main event of a show that could get everyone's attention? Not that could get everyone's attention, not even glue their attention to what they're seeing, but also give everyone an absolute huge run for their money, which is where women's wrestling matches always come in, as you know it. So yeah. So the first one we're gonna read to you is on the final boss, and you all know her for that. The final boss, Meiko Satomura. I've always praised this woman when I first heard about her name and saw her compete in a few Mae Young Classic tournaments that WWE was putting on and showcasing throughout their WWE Network streamer. So yeah, live stream. So yeah, and Meiko has always shown the world what it means to keep women's wrestling alive. And if it wasn't for her, like I said, along with others, there would definitely be absolutely and most likely be no women's wrestling matches, women's wrestling as ever, existing to where it is till this day and as of today. So yeah. So I figure I read this poem first on Meiko Satomura. Like I said, I've done it before. Yeah, but I decided to add some touches to the poem that I had written before, and you guys are gonna love this one. So prepare to be amazed. All right, here we go. Meiko Satomura by Denzel Kloss. I see a true Japanese legend coming to exist. She has fought in the ring besides just her fist. The world has seen her grow. The world has seen her grow with pride. Welcome to the fantastic journey ride. When you see her in the traditional robe, her Japanese robe, yep, she is ready to compete throughout the globe. This woman has no absolute fear. You see her magnificent pride grow every year. Meiko Satomura is the very best with fate. She arrives to open the journey's gate. Her eyes tell the truth in every fight. You are amazed by her performance in the night. Her journey has been a sweet masquerade. We love to see it never fade. Meiko is the absolute reason you see something arrive, as if this is what you've been asking for at an early age. This is the absolute part where she has reached the final page. And when I say that means this is coming to the closing end of her destination. If I had one glorious wish in the process, the wish would be to meet her with glory, pride, and bless. I will miss this madame when the final step comes to a halt. Long live the beloved final boss. Hang tight. Hold on, let me read this part. The journey started On April 15th, 1995, that's when she got her wrestling journey started. And on April 29th, 2025, next year, it will have its final destination before saying farewell, especially from the final boss herself. Thank you, Madame Meiko, for everything you have done, especially bringing women's wrestling where it is today. April 15th, 1995 to April 29th, 2025. The final boss, Meiko Satomura. Here you go, my friends. This is a picture of the final boss. Yeah, I apologize. So, this is what I wrote down as you heard me. April 15th, 1995 was when she got her wrestling destination started. And on April 29th of next year, that will be the date where it comes to a close. And the only way that will come to a close with her, the final boss itself, closing with an absolute bang. So yes, I hold this up so your loves can see for yourselves. And then after this, we move on to the next one. I have another wrestling legend that's also retiring come next year. Yep, I'm gonna hold this up. Hold this up for a couple more minutes, and then it'll be time to move on. Sorry about that. I haven't eaten yet, so yeah. Been drinking water, so I apologize. Final boss, Meiko Satomura. I don't know if you noticed, but there was a match with her against Bailey at WWE live event during the time when Bailey was SmackDown Women's Champion before losing the gold to Nia at SummerSlam. So yeah. All right, my friends, there you have it. Meiko Satomura. Now here's the next poem. All right, my next poem is on this lad. Think back like 2002 when this lad first came onto the scene in WWE. SmackDown is where he got his start going. Came down to the ramp. Kurt Angle was asking any lad to come out in an open challenge match to take him down. And then this individual showed up and said the two absolute words that represented an era that was happening before times were really changing. The words were this: ruthless aggression. So you knew where that was going. So yeah. And ever since then, you got to see this lad grow into something that you now really love, admire, even adore when you see him in every match that's always happening in the WWE. And someone said this very much about him, saying he's like the Hulk Hogan of our era. And the truth is, he really is. Because think back, Hulk Hogan was the hero of everyone's era. Hulk Hogan was the hero in everyone's era back in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. And if you fast forward to like the 2000 era and the 2010 era, this lad is the exact same thing because we all remember how he was. From the Doctor of Thugonomics, the Chain Gang Commander, even to being a famous movie star to this day. So yeah. So this one was on a lad who this past summer showed up at Money in the Bank saying that he was going to be retiring. And when that happened, I was like, my goodness. And I have to admit, he's been doing so much that he's not really needed anymore. And you got him doing like commercials and TV shows. Even my mom agrees. So yeah. But he wants to make his retirement very special, especially with an absolute bang. Like next year, Royal Rumble, for the first time ever, will be known as a February pay per view. You mostly known as a January pay per view, but for the first time ever, WWE wanted to do something special. So for the first time ever, WWE has put Royal Rumble down as a February month pay per view. And we'll see this lad perform at that event, and then WrestleMania will be his absolute last before it's time for him to retire, as he says goodbye. I'm not gonna lie, I remember watching this lad so very much that every time I saw him compete in a wrestling match, you just couldn't get enough of him. I mean, this is the same lad that recreated what the WWE title looked like back then before he added bling bling to it, which was like the best part about the title. And the best part was, not only did you got to see bling bling on that title, you got to see a spinning object add to it so it makes the title look like as if, ooh, that's a beautiful title. So get ready. This poem is on no other than WWE alumni, Mr. John Cena. Yep, and the poem on him is called, just like he had on his shirt, always representing what he does. The name of the poem is called Hustle, Loyalty, and Respect. So here we go. Hustle, Loyalty, and Respect by Denzel. I have admired this lad since the 6th grade. His greatest motto has been around for so long. It's what keeps him staying absolute strong. He has become the Hulk Hogan of our era, which is very true, which is the best part to really adore. As if you had a beautiful vision you can't ignore. He has entertained the world with his presence while feeling the flowing wave of his essence. I always believed in him when he was in the ring. His performance kept charging like an engine, a delightful moment you always imagine. Great respect always makes him glow, while feeling the determination in the flow. I am sad to say I will miss him next year, when his final performance no other than appears. If I ever met him at any live event being showcased, shaking his hand will be a fun memory during time, while he enjoys his final run in the prime. Remember the five knuckle shuffle from growing up? Yep, the five knuckle shuffle. Even the U.S. title open challenges, he did that when he held the U.S. title like it was like old times. So yeah. Also, never forget the rivalries he had with everyone. Everyone that he had a rivalry with, it was just my biggest one was with him and Edge for the WWE title, and also I know I never forgot about was him and Rusev going at war for the U.S. title. So yeah, the Cenation era is slowly coming to a stop after years of climbing to the top. His motto lives on forever because I will never erase it. Thank you, John Cena, for everything you have done throughout this ride. I will honor the most three important words from you very much: hustle, loyalty, and respect. And I remember his famous quote that no one has ever forgotten about, and it still lives on to this day. The quote went something like this: If you want some, come get some. Oh, yes. Here you go. A picture. Hold on, I'm sorry. Maureen tells the story. Picture of the Cenation commander. Yep. Underneath the words I just read said, sorry if the light's getting in the way. I apologize. Underneath it says, if you want some, come get some. I know I'm trying my best. I wish the light wasn't like this, but it's the morning season, so hang on. I hope something new happens. Please, God, don't do this to me. Yeah, I know, lad. I know, loves. I'm so sorry. Sometimes I wish it wasn't like this. I'm just trying to get. Yep. All right, here we go. So there you have it. Yep. At least I got it going. So yeah. So glad you guys have seen this for yourselves. So yeah. Like I said, his motto: if you want some, come get some. Oh yes. And what I remember from Cena's moments was him doing the U.S. title open challenges after dethroning Rusev for the United States title at WrestleMania 31. He always offered any lad that would love a shot at the United States title to get their destination going. My favorite match from that was him and Sami Zayn, which was very wonderful. Yep. I also even enjoyed, yeah, so that was the biggest one, him and Sami Zayn for the U.S. title when Raw was in Canada, Montreal, Quebec, Canada. So yeah. Also, I enjoyed let's see, the rivalries he had with everyone. Him against Edge, yep. And with Rusev, that was a big one. So yeah, that was the best one. So yeah, I'm holding this up so you guys can see for yourselves. And you know, we celebrated 20 years of him being around because he's like the most famous guy that you can't get enough of. I'll hold this up for a few more minutes. And everyone's talking about the greatest ride he also had was with Randy Orton. Because Randy Orton also got started in WWE back in 2002. It was in April, and then John, his start came in June, so the rest tells a story. So they both, no strangers to what their careers were like back then. So yeah. And a few more minutes. Yeah, give it a couple more minutes, and then it'll be time to wrap things up. Okay. There you have it, my friends. Those are two poems I had written about two famous wrestling legends who are going to be retiring come next year. One was on the final boss, Meiko Satomura, and the other was on the Cenation commander, Mr. John Cena. I hope you loves enjoyed this poem video. This was 225. If I ever write another poem, love to make 226. See what that takes me. And yeah, so I figure this one will be the right time to make another poem video, and I'm glad I got to. So I hope you loves enjoyed this. I just want to say thank you for your time. I hope you enjoyed Thanksgiving yesterday because the week of it continues on as we head into the weekend. So yeah. I just want to say thank you, loves. Thank you for your time. Hope you enjoyed this. Like I said, if I make another poem video, please keep your eyes open for that. 226 will be in the works, as you can tell. So yeah. Other than that, loves, please enjoy today. It's Friday. No, it's a Friday, but it's Black Friday, as you can tell. So if you're going out to the shop to find any great deals, I say go for it versus letting the opportunity go to waste. So yeah. Other than that, thank you, loves. Thank you for your absolute time of need, and enjoy today. And also, have a wonderful weekend.